So today's guest stepped on ice at 7 a.m. with no confidence, no experience, and you got hooked, turned into figure skater, ice skating coach,
Yeah.
got injured, rehab. Now you're competing at state for weightlifting.
Yes. That's what we're working towards.
Maliney Veal, thank you very much for coming on the Foundation podcast. How are you this morning?
I'm very good. Thank you for having me. Been looking very forward to speaking with you today.
Me too. We've been working together for, I'd say, 12 months.
Yeah, it's been
Easy.
Yeah.
Over 12 months,
Yeah.
and we haven't had a chance to just sit down, going off the Q&A I sent over. You have a crazy life, you schedule everything from morning to night, which I love. I try to do. It's a habit I need to get into. So just a quick icebreaker here. If you could combine one figure skating move with a weightlifting exercise, what hybrid move would you invent?
I think I would probably do something that requires some kind of power jump. So maybe it would probably be something so horrendous like you jump with the barbell and land in some kind of position, which is sort of what you do in weightlifting. It's just not as graceful as you need on the ice.
Okay, cool. That's really cool. Let's jump into how you got into skating. You booked a lesson because you and your friends wanted to go to the ice rink for fun quite a few years ago now, and you had your lesson at 7 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah, Tuesday, 7 a.m. I remember it so distinctly because it was so shocking to my soul. I walked into the ice ring and I've never been to anywhere so bright before with so many things going on. But yeah, I think back then it's more so a story about how much I lacked confidence and how much anxiety had kind of controlled my life back then. So taking that lesson was something where I wanted to ease my anxiety because I wanted to learn not professionally. I wanted to learn from a professional how to kind of not die on the ice.
Yeah, because I think ice skating is one of those things where it's very daunting to people. I know the girls dragged me out there one time and I lasted 20 minutes. But before then, I'd never went ice skating my whole life.
Yeah.
And that's just because it was never introduced to me. And then you get to a certain age and I'm going to try that.
Yeah, you just try it. People go there for fun.
Yeah. I can see why people do find it fun. It looks amazing. You had your lesson and then you were too scared pretty much to cancel. So you just kept going back.
I didn't want to disappoint this stranger I just met for half an hour.
Yeah.
So I just showed up the next week and I just kept showing up. And I think I did not enjoy it for at least the first 8 to 12 weeks. I was just every week, I'm just do I have to go? I have to go. I told her I'll go. She's expecting me.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. And I think because of my Asian culture as well, you're very much taught to not disappoint people. So if you say you're going to do something, you're going to do it.
Yeah.
But after a few months of doing it and I realized I got better and I was actually doing things, I think I got hooked on that skill development.
Yeah.
And then it gave me a lot more confidence in me feeling like I could learn things.
Yeah, well, 8 to 12 weeks sort of generally takes you that time to pick up a skill and you can start seeing improvement.
Yeah.
So it makes sense why you started finding it.
It does. It really does. And back then I wasn't thinking, 8 to 12 weeks I'll learn something because I had no idea about exercise or moving. So I would say that general prescription of, stick to something for 8 to 12 weeks, you'll probably learn something.
Yeah, 100%. I feel
it's definitely true.
That was the case even when I was with my first job. First day, I worked at Macca's when I was 14 and 9 months or whenever that age is. And I remember that first week I was fuck this, I want to quit. And then after 6 weeks, you got mates there, it's mad, you're
you're multitasking everything, it's all fast paced.
Yeah, you're loving life. So when did teaching Coffee Club become more of your skating sort of mission?
I think it was sort of because back when I started, adult figure skaters, it was not very much, I think. There was very little adult figure skaters. The adult skaters in the scene were very low level. They weren't as high achieving. So everything was kind of very recreational because everyone kind of felt like they couldn't do more because they're already old.
Yeah.
Not old, but they had already aged and it's more for young people. So I think as I started developing more skills and my coach kind of taught me as if I wasn't too old for the sport. She kind of just taught me as the skills progress. And she was like, you can just do anything you want to do as long as you're working hard on it. And I think as that helped me progress and develop that mindset of as long as you put in the work and the time and the dedication, you can learn all these skills.
That's
Sorry,
right.
I should sit closer.
No, it's fine.
Yeah, you can learn all these skills. I started believing that in myself. Then when I started seeing more adult skaters kind of try skating, I wasn't coached back then, I would kind of like be super friendly, introduce them to the sport, give them tips and tricks and be like, oh, I used to be there like literally 2 years ago, that was me kind of thing. And then I realized that coaching was something I wanted to do a bit more often. So I just, went through the like testing pathways, then getting accredited and becoming a coach.
Did you do that online or in person?
So you got to do that in person. So you got to do like tests on the ice, like patterns and skill work, and then you got to do the coursework, and then become a coach that way.
Beautiful, nice.
Yeah.
And Coffee Club, I know one of our employees started skating through Coffee Club, and I remember like the first time she started, she was so excited for it. It was really cool to see, and she's still skating today. I think she does
definitely
like
is
3-4 days a week.
Yeah, I think I see her at least 3 mornings out there on the ice.
Yeah, so that's great. If you could describe what Coffee Club is to someone listening that has no real understanding.
Yeah, so Coffee Club at the Liverpool ice rink.
Yes, we should say where it is.
Every Monday and Wednesday at 10 a.m. I coach this group of adult skaters because I would assume children are in school.
Yes.
But adult skaters who are levels from, the very beginnings, they just stepped on the ice or they've been on the ice for a few months and they're kind of just learning how to move around in a circle, up into people in what we call free skate levels. They're learning specific skills like spinning, starting their jumps or edge work. So we have that in a wide range.
Yep.
And within that hour, it's a bit more casual. We break into informal groups. And then I kind of just go around to everyone, either giving them drills to work on, or if they have something specific they want to work on, we kind of just tackle that.
Yeah, cool.
It's a little less formal than what you would get in, say, like a skate school, like where they have a program and you have to do these certain things.
Yeah.
In Coffee Club, it's a little bit like what you want to do or what I feel like would help you get towards the goal that you want to achieve.
Yeah, and it's more social.
Yeah, and it is a little bit more social. Like, I don't get mad if you're standing there talking, as long as you've done something.
Yeah, of course.
And then you can have a chat.
Yeah.
And then get back into it.
And that gets you a free coffee as well, does it?
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
And I think the price is the same or like $1 extra than just regular entry.
Okay.
Might as well join and get some tips.
Check out the
and
coffee
a coffee.
So let's go back now before you got into skating.
Mm-hmm.
Talk us through, like, say, finishing school.
Yeah.
Up until then was obviously skating wasn't the plan.
No,
and
not at all.
Being a coach wasn't the plan.
No.
So talk us through that, and then what flicked the switch to then be like, okay, this is where I want to take my life.
Yeah, so back when I was younger and early adulthood, I was the type of person where I would sleep very late, wake up very late, like sleep 4 a.m., wake up 11 a.m., noon kind of situation. I was very much into like computer gaming, and within me, I've always had a competitive side. Like in high school, it's like competitive through academics, and then later high school, early uni, it was like competitive through computer gaming.
Yeah.
So I was up very late because you would always want to be competing against the other side of the world. Because for some reason, people on the other side of the world are much more competitive over there.
Yeah.
So that was kind of where I was at. And it was fine in the moment, but every time I woke up, I would always be thinking, wow, it's so hard to wake up. The day always feels like such a drag. Like life just feels really heavy.
Yeah.
But I kind of just thought that's how it was meant to be.
You just thought, oh, that's life.
Yeah, like that's life. You're just meant to wake up feeling tired until you like wake up, drink all the energy drinks and get food in you. And then you're like,
the caffeine in you.
Yeah, and then you're like, okay, everything's all great now. I kind of just thought that's what life was. I think as well through that, I was experiencing a lot of anxiety, low confidence, didn't really like how I looked because being in an Asian household that does hold like Asian expectations, I always felt like I was too big in my body. I was like never skinny enough. So I think maybe in 2015, I wanted to join like a gym because I wanted to get skinny. I wanted the skinny girl dreams.
Okay.
So I literally just Googled, gym near me. It just happened to be a CrossFit gym. I had no idea what CrossFit gym was. I thought the name, like CrossFit, was the name of the gym, not the style of training it was.
Yeah.
So when I went there, I joined and I was like, you know what, it's cheaper if I just joined the 1 month. So I paid up front 1 month. And after that first session, I was so broken. Like, I think we did 10 body weight squats, 10 calories on the row, and like 10 sit-ups, like one round as a introductory. It was probably the shortest workout, but I was gone for the whole week. My body was in aches and pain.
Yeah.
That's how untrained I was in movement, because I've never done any kind of exercising. So I did that. I did CrossFit I started that CrossFit and I had 1 month in it. First 3 weeks, absolute hell. Just like my anxiety, I just kept coming because I paid for it and I didn't want to waste my money back then. So the first 3 weeks, I was like, yeah, I'm going to just quit after this month. But in week 4, I was like, ooh, I can move a barbell now. This is amazing. I can run 100 meters. And then I got really hooked on CrossFit then.
Yeah.
And then I started switching because the night classes started interfering with, say, like my uni timetable. I tried to switch to those morning classes, so 6 a.m., 5 a.m. And that's how I kind of switched early, but it was still really hard for me. So I went CrossFit, bit like full on for a short while. Then I stopped it for a bit because I just felt like it was making me feel like I was growing bigger, which I probably was. I put on healthy weight. I was like quite skinny back then, though I didn't think I was. But then I put on some weight and then I felt like, you know, I'd rather just be unfit and skinny and weak and tired all the time than being strong and healthy. So I left that for a little bit. Then after a few months, I think I kind of thought about it and I was like, you know what? I think life felt happier when I was more fit, more strong, even if I was a bit heavier. I mean, I was still in that funky phase. And sometime during that phase, 2017, my friends were like, let's just go hang out at the ice rink. And
How old were you then?
I wasn't that young.
How old are you now?
I'm 30 now. Yeah, moving into the best years.
Yeah, they say 30s are your best years.
Yeah, I think it's because you're not so
Shit worked out.
Yeah, like you figured all the things out and now you can do what you want to do. 20s was just
Working
chaos and it's just figuring all those things out.
Yeah.
But yeah, what was I saying?
Ice rink.
Oh yeah, then my friends wanted to go to ice rink and through all those years of trying the CrossFit but also still like fighting between my body image and all, I was still very anxious about trying new things in front of my friends and not knowing how to do it. Because I always felt like everyone was always so much more capable than I was. Okay. So yeah, that brought me to the ice rink kind of stuff. But between joining CrossFit and then joining that ice rink situation and starting skating, I made that decision to stop playing computer games like completely. Like I'm one of those 0 to 100 people. I just went cold turkey.
Yeah, you're just all in.
Yeah. And then, because I'm just like, there's no easing it. You can't just ease a schedule where you're sleeping really late one night and then waking up early and all that. It does not work. You got to just make that decision. So I kind of went cold turkey and I was like, you know what? I'm going to wake up at 4 a.m. now and then sleep like 9 p.m.
Yeah.
And that's kind of just where my life is now because I always feel like when I wake up, I'm not tired. Like I wake up, I feel excited for the day. I feel like I have so much more energy, so much more clarity, or that I have more vision for the purpose that I have for my day. Okay. Whereas before I would wake up, feel kind of groggy and be like, okay, life feels like a drag. But
Were
now,
you studying or working before as well?
Yeah, so when I finished high school, I went straight into uni.
Yep.
I jumped degrees a little bit. So I started out in finance and mathematics because my parents were like, go into business, it's great, you know, that's what you need to do.
Yeah.
And then to be sure that I didn't enjoy it, I stuck out the degree for a whole year. And I was like, I have to get good grades and I have to do it for at least a year to make sure I don't hate it because I suck at it. I want to make sure I dislike it because I just dislike it.
You just don't like it.
Yeah, not because I suck at it.
Yeah.
Yes, I did that for a year. Then I switched to engineering. That wasn't too bad, but I let my parents' expectations of engineering for boys really get to me.
Okay.
So my grades were kind of like mediocre there, and I was not really feeling it because I felt like my parents were always going to not support me. It's like really hard to do your daily life, especially because I was living at home back then.
Yeah.
Then after that year of engineering, I switched over to science, and I started just somehow went into majoring nutrition and metabolism.
Okay, nice.
And then that was my undergrad. So I graduated with a Bachelor of Science where I majored in nutrition metabolism, minored in physiology, kind of just because those were the most interesting units for me, and I just somehow got those. Then I was accepted into a master's degree. And then, of course, I chose to do my master's in Canberra so I could move out of home, live that freedom. That was good for me.
How was the experience in Canberra?
It was actually really good. Everyone's going to be like, everyone told me that, like, you're going to be so bored. You know, maybe just come home every, like, weekend so you can not be so bored in Canberra. But I loved it. It's a quiet place. It's clean. Everyone's more so polite, like, compared to here in Western Sydney.
How old were you, like, when you decided to make that move to Canberra, and how many years were you away from Sydney?
I was
family and friends?
24
Yeah.
when I moved to Canberra for my master's.
Was it a hard decision for you to make?
No, it was pretty easy. My partner at the time also had gotten accepted into medicine back there.
Okay.
Oh, he had a few offers. He had one in Canberra, one here in Sydney, and I was like, we should go to Canberra.
Yeah.
This would be great. You know, Canberra's a good experience for you. It's an amazing uni, and I'll just go there too.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it wasn't too hard. It was hard telling my parents going because they felt like I was abandoning them pretty much. But after, you know, the 2 out of however many years I was there, they got over it.
Yeah.
I eventually came home.
Obviously.
But, yeah, so I was there from 2018 till 2020, but that's only because COVID happened.
Okay.
And then uni went into, like, online, so you didn't have to actually go in person.
Mm-hmm.
So I went back home to save on rent. Then I took another year to finish my degree there. So I was fully graduated at the end of 2020.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, so it wasn't too bad. And then 2021, I became a clinical dietitian, working full-time, was not enjoying the 4 walls, 9 to 5 life. A lot of my training did get affected because you couldn't put as many hours into training. Like during uni, I was training maybe the 15 to 18 hours.
Yep.
Working, it had to be a lot less because you had to put hours into working. And I just felt like my health was degrading. And then I think I just prioritized and I said, you know, I'd rather be happy and healthy than grinding and trying to make some amount of money within this certain amount of time. Mm-hmm. So that's when I switched careers from being a clinical dietitian into being more of a my own business, online sports dietitian, but also I got qualified in becoming a PT and coach. And that's kind of what I do mostly now, where I do coaching in the gym for CrossFit and weightlifting.
And what gym is that at? Where are you located?
So I work in a few gyms. I do personal training in Liverpool at the gym there called Pinnacle Fitness.
Yep.
And then I also coach the CrossFit classes at Park. And then I'm looking at coaching at another CrossFit gym, which we haven't finalized details yet, but
Exciting.
Might be doing that too.
Location?
In Parramatta.
Oh, wow. So a bit
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Where are you living?
Here in kind of the Liverpool area.
Liverpool region. Nice.
Yeah.
So you're bouncing around.
Yeah, trying to spread
Everywhere.
out a little bit. Also because my partner is from the hills. So I'm trying to kind of
That's a
spread.
big drive, eh?
Yeah, long
How do you-
distance relationship.
How do you manage that?
We do long drives. Yeah, as we do.
Yeah.
But our work schedules kind of align really well. He's also CrossFit coach, personal trainer.
Okay, perfect.
And when I met him, I promise we didn't change our schedules to be the same. But when I met him, we were working the same like nights and mornings.
Mm-hmm.
So our free times aligned quite well.
Oh,
So
so
we
it
were
makes
able
it
to-
easy to
yeah.
catch up for coffees, whatnot.
Yeah, and
get
I
to
feel
know each
like
other
we
outside.
see each other a lot because our schedules are aligned that way.
Yeah. Nice. That's cool. Okay, let's touch on your injury.
Yeah.
Quite a serious one.
That was so bad.
You said it left you, quote, I've got it here. Where is it? I know I read it somewhere. Quote, debilitating?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That
tell
was-
us
It was
how you injured yourself, what it was from.
So when I started figure skating, it was actually the first year of figure skating. I had also started just pure Olympic weightlifting back then in 2017, and I was kind of new to both of them.
Okay.
And then I realized because I wanted to get better, whatever I choose, I always want to kind of do my best in. And I realized at that time I couldn't balance the both of them, like learning all the new skills, like nuances, and then also gaining strength, endurance in both things at the
Yeah.
same time. So I had to choose, and I chose figure skating. And back then I wasn't that educated in strength and conditioning for like sports. So I was just like, you know what, if I do more skating, I would just get better at skating,
Yeah.
and there would be nothing like wrong
worry
with that.
about.
Yeah. So 2017, which was kind of fine when you're new because you're not doing anything too crazy. When it got to the year of 2021, 2022, 5-6 years in, I was doing a lot more like dynamic movements, learning harder skills, and I put in a lot of volume when I train, like 2-3 hour sessions. So you're jumping and landing a lot on your leg, and there's a lot of force going through your spine. And because I wasn't strength training, my body was strong for, I guess, like skating, but it wasn't strong enough to absorb the force.
And the impact.
Yeah, and the impact. And then over time, the disc in my spine's kind of just squished together. And then one time, I was just coming out from the gym from like stretching or something. I think the two discs kind of just sat on a nerve, and then I just couldn't walk. And I was like, I've never not been able to walk before. So that was really freaky. I couldn't do that for maybe like half an hour. Yeah, I was fully freaking out. I'm like very drama queen. Even though I'm a very rational, reasonable person.
I wouldn't pick that actually.
I have a very dramatic side.
So thanks
to
for
me.
admitting that. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Because I'm very 0 to 100.
Yeah, makes sense.
Got to flip the coin. But yeah, after half an hour of that, I kind of hobbled back to my car, drove home, and then my partner at the time was just like, you should probably see someone about it. So I went to see physio, and we did years. I think I've seen maybe like 2 or 3 physios within that time. So between 2021 and 2024 or 23 maybe, I was like seeing some physios that were trying to like fix the problem. The pain would come and go in like very like various intensities, which was like the good times when it wasn't that. I'd be like, oh, the physio's working, it's going great. And other times, even though I haven't changed anything, it wasn't quite there yet. It was until I saw a sports chiro, Richard from Strive Health in Dural.
Shout out Richard.
Yeah, shout out Richard. I swear by him. Like I tell him, I send all my clients to him now.
Yeah.
I'm like, you got a niggle? Go see Richard. He's the magic man. Like I promise you. Yeah, so he diagnosed me well, and then he treated me, and then within that short period, I say short period, but it was probably 6 or 9 months. So it was still like a decent amount of time of therapy, but also rehab and like specific strengthening. The like ups and downs were very much less like varied. I would have less ups and downs. I would just have kind of like good days that were just neutral. So I wouldn't have like all the crazy like couldn't skate at all kind of stuff. But back then when we didn't really, well, what we thought what it was, we didn't know it was a disc injury. We thought it was maybe pulled hamstring, weak glutes, something like that. Back then it really affected my skating. Like I couldn't hinge forward, or I couldn't like pull my leg up. I was I couldn't feel the appropriate power to jump because I'd feel it through my back, and then I was definitely afraid to land because that force was just so painful.
Yeah, of course.
And that was, I remember the peak of it was in my like best competitive year, like the year that I did the best in my competitions up through local, states, and nationals. That was 2022. And I just fought through so much pain. But I just kept thinking, I've worked too hard to allow my body to decide for me to not do good in these comps.
Yeah.
So that was really tough. But after that season, I kind of really thought, I should really focus on proper strength training and like learning more about how athletes can improve their movement to reduce injuries from happening again.
100%. I feel like a lot of athletes play through injury.
Yeah.
I can play through pain. I've had a couple on here who, play like a...
It's definitely a like athlete's mental mindset where it's kind of like they have that resilience and that grit to play.
Yeah, like you've put...
Yeah, like you
everything
deserve the
into
spot there.
You need to like...
Yeah.
Push through. And
You do. But I also think like injury, depending on what that is, you should also, like they should also keep in mind, you don't have to be injured like this.
Obviously there's like there'd be a fine line.
Yeah.
On like,
but
I keep on
playing
and pushing or shit, no, I actually got to get it sorted before I can.
There is. And I think it's okay to play for injury, but it's also what you're doing like out of competition. Like, are you actually still working on your strength? So play for injury, but still work on your strength and rehab through that. Because I do know a lot of like skaters where they would have knee pain ankle pains, back pain, but they don't do anything outside of being on the ice to actually reduce or improve their situation.
Yeah, so they're just skating.
Yeah, they just skate through it. Then
that'll just recover by resting.
Yeah, but it doesn't really. It kind of just comes and goes. But for me, I haven't had back pain since I started properly strength training.
Yeah.
Which is,
And how long did it take to diagnose your injury? Because I could imagine that would have took a few weeks, if not months.
Yeah, I think because I had so many years of other physios thinking it was something Richard was able to kind of just eliminate those things and then kind of dive straight into what he thought it was.
Okay.
So yeah, it probably did take, I would say, months because you would have to wait for things like inflammation to go down. You have to do a few tests to see how those things happen and all that stuff.
No, so how through that injury, especially, there would have been, as you said, there was like a plateau of like there wasn't many ups and downs.
Yeah.
But how are you resilient to just like stick through those 9 months of rehab to get you back onto the ice and weightlifting?
Yeah, so through rehab, or what got me through it was I would always think about the long-term goal. Like I would be thinking, you know what, if I don't do my best this season, then after that season, I will at least be strong enough for many seasons ahead. If I don't respect the rehab protocols now, this might be my last season kind of thing. And we do see a lot of skaters where they have recurring injuries, where they then eventually have to stop skating because they had to get like surgery on their shin bone because it's been too fractured or stuff like that. And I feel like that's past the point of when they had decided that they needed to respect that strength training.
Okay.
So for me, I was like, I need to respect the strength training now because I want to do this for many years to come.
Yeah, exactly. Cool. Now moving on to your mindset and your competition pressures. You won in your most successful year. You won every comp before nationals.
Yeah.
But you said you still felt not good enough.
Yeah, there was always, it definitely comes up from growing up.
Yeah.
My parents would always tell me, you may come first, but there will always be someone better than you. Or you may come first, but, you could have still done something better. So I think going to figure skating, especially because my family's not that into sports, they don't see it as something great. They'll kind of just be like, oh, you've had your fun. Why don't you just stop doing sports now? Use those hours to build your career or something like that. So I always felt like I had to prove something.
Yeah.
I always felt like I had to be the absolute best. And then, so whenever I would get a score, I would always feel like, I could have done something more. There's an infinite number on how much you can get scored. I always felt like I could have just done more.
Okay.
In those like point scoring systems. But that mindset definitely does not set you up for success. Like it's good in the sense that it helps you strive for more, but not being able to acknowledge your successes doesn't encourage you to play in a more leveled mindset because then you'll always be clouded by like negative thoughts.
100%. I think negative thoughts and like self-judgment and not celebrating that self-success is a lot of people's downfall.
Oh, 100%.
And I think it's something that holds us all back probably the most.
Yeah.
Because then that leads on to anxiety, other things, and then like...
Yeah, then it'll affect your training quality, which affects your competition quality.
And it just affects life in general.
Yes, life in general. Yeah, which is why going into weightlifting competitions, a new kind of field for me. I'm definitely going in that mindset of like, don't sleep on a win, but don't dwell on a loss. Like, you miss some lists, who cares?
Yeah, exactly. Like tomorrow's always...
Yeah.
Tomorrow's not guaranteed.
Yeah.
But tomorrow's a sleep away.
Yeah.
So you said you lost a bit of like the funness around skating.
Yeah.
So what are you doing now to regain the fun?
Yeah, so I kind of felt like I was not enjoying figure skating for the past maybe a year.
Okay.
Like I kind of felt like I was doing it out of dedication because it was something I had committed to for 7 years. But it wasn't until recently, maybe June, like a couple months ago, where I kind of thought, you know what, I have to commit to taking a proper break, like from competitions, to really feel the effects of having that space from skating. I think in the past maybe 6 months, I was in that mindset of I'll just reduce the competitions I do. I'll just reduce the like intense training sessions I do. But reducing and having zero is very different, because then I would still have that mindset of I still need to do better. And then when you do competitions, you don't place as, or you don't perform as well because you had less training, even though you're still trying to perform the same, even though you're telling yourself it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So I've stopped competitions completely for this year. Okay. I've reduced a lot of my like lesson times. So I used to see a coach maybe 2 to 3 hours a week, and I only see my coach an hour a week. And I only skate 2 sessions a week now for 30, max 60 minutes. Whereas, so I would have maybe 1 or 2 hours on the ice now compared to when I used to skate maybe 10 hours. So I've reduced it a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, and on those ice times, I kind of don't really have a plan. I don't do a thorough warm-up. I do enough so that I'm not, like, cold and I'll get injured, but I don't do, like, specific this many jumps, this many spin positions kind of thing. I'm kind of just, like, get warm, be mobile, and just do something for 30 minutes.
Just move.
Yeah, and just move. And I like that skating still gives me structure in my week, so that's why I kind of keep those couple sessions.
Are they morning sessions or night?
Yeah, they're morning sessions. Figure skating very much dictates your life. If you want to skate and train, you have to be a morning person. So, yeah.
Morning or that's it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we have one evening session, but it's super busy. Like, it's the sessions that everyone who isn't a...
morning person does.
Yeah, or like more like a serious competitor, like who wants to train in figure sessions.
Yep.
It would be that session that they go to.
Okay.
But yeah, so for the past 7 years, my life schedule is definitely dictated by those morning figure sessions, like 5 to 9 a.m., blocked out all the time. No give way for anything else. So I couldn't work early mornings, especially being like a gym coach. That takes out a lot of work hours.
Yes, that'd
like,
be all like close to, I'd say, 40%.
It would be. It was a little bit
Depends
hard interviewing for some roles where I'd be like, can't do the mornings though.
Can't start till 11 a.m.
Yeah, like I got other things to do. So
and
that
it's
was
not gaming.
Tough. Yeah, it is not. It's just doing something where I don't get paid for, but you know.
That's good that you take that time.
Yeah, so this break as well is kind of, I'm really just enjoying having a bit more flexibility in my schedule.
Yeah.
Not having the morning so early, so I don't have to sleep so early. I still do, but it's nice feeling like you don't have to.
I get that.
Yeah. So I'm in bed at like 7:38.
Nice.
But because I want to.
It's your choice.
It's so different now, and it feels a lot more freeing. And I do feel like my last couple sessions on the ice have felt a lot more enjoyable. Like I felt like I wanted to be there. I had a good time, whereas I had to be there. I didn't meet expectations and all that kind of stuff.
And I guess if you don't have a real strict routine for your ice sessions, you can be more free and play around with it and
more play around
with moves and
have
a bit more. Like,
definitely.
As you said, you're having fun and you're enjoying it more.
Yeah, it's kind of like you can work on the things feeling good or leave some of the things that aren't feeling so good. Whereas before I would just thrash my body, be like, I said I'll do 50 of these today. Even if they just weren't working, I'm just like, you're just going to do them.
You're just gonna do them. Okay, nice. So
Yeah.
talk us through your day, a day in your life now, like from morning to night. You said you schedule everything.
I do,
So-
especially because each day of the week is probably very different from the day before and the day next.
Yeah, I can imagine with you traveling around and
Yeah.
doing so much. Roughly, a day when you're working and
Yeah.
then a day when you're not working.
Yeah, so a day when I'm working, let's say a Wednesday, that would be, I would wake up, I'll still probably wake up at about 4 a.m. Usually I would be skating on this day, but I don't train in the mornings anymore. So I wake up 4 a.m., take the morning slow, leave the house maybe 5:30. Then I have a couple PTs, so from 6 to 8 a.m. Then I do a quick like conditioning session aerobically, 30 minutes, get a bit of a sweat on. Then I jump on the ice, 30 minutes of play before I coach coffee club.
Nice.
Coach Coffee Club for about an hour. Then it's about 11. 11 to 11:30. I definitely make it a thing because one of my friends skates on this session as well. She trains. So 11 to 11:30, I always, I never miss it. I skate up to her and I annoy her for just 30 minutes. I'd be like, so what are you doing? Let's see what you're working on. Go do it again.
Nice.
So I annoy her for 30 minutes. That's my social time with one of my besties.
That's good.
After 11:30, I usually do my groceries on the Wednesday.
Yep.
It's the day after the new sales at Coles and Woolies. Got to be planned on those.
Yep.
Yeah, so I grocery shop, come home, have lunch, and then maybe 2:30 I leave, and then I do a couple PTs again. And then, so I'll do those PTs at Liverpool. And then after those, it'll be 4 o'clock. Then I'll have a quick snack, drive up to Park Fitness, and then I'll coach CrossFit classes from 5 to 8 p.m. And then 8 p.m, out the door, getting ready for bed, and then start the next day.
Start the next day, yeah.
Yeah, so that would be kind of like what a work day would be like. I usually have work in the morning, arvo
Yep.
kind of situation.
Nice. Cool.
Yeah.
And then what would a relaxing, say your weekend, what would your perfect weekend look like?
Perfect weekend would probably be, I actually feel like all my weekends now are pretty good.
That's good.
I've definitely created the life that I feel like really suits what I want.
Yep.
So it would be wake up.
Still 4 a.m.?
It's so
Always
yeah.
sleeping in.
So me and my partner, we usually wake up at 4 a.m.
Yeah.
anyways because he
Okay, nice.
also either works at 5 a.m. or has an early
I
morning.
feel like it's easier if you just wake up
yeah,
at one
the
time.
same time.
Yeah.
Definitely. So yeah, we'll usually wake up around 4 a.m. We might chill a little bit in bed, and then he has a dog. So if I'm at his house, she'll probably be ready, so energetic. Wakes up and she's ready to go. So we got to walk her.
What dog does he have?
What was it? It's a Groodle. So a
Groodle, nice.
golden retriever and a poodle.
Yep.
So she's huge. She's 30 kilos, but she's she can be super fluffy. She's recently been shaved down because she had knots and stuff in her
Yep.
fur. I don't really know much about dogs, but
Okay.
from what I understood, she had knots in her fur, so they had
Yep.
to shave her down. So she's a bit hairless. But yeah, we walk her for maybe at least an hour, get her a bit tired, and then we come home, have breakfast, and we go train. He also competes in weightlifting, so it's nice to kind of share that passion together. Train together for a couple hours, and then we both work on the weekend. So I would then head out, do my PTs. I do maybe 5 or 6 clients on a Saturday.
Yep.
And then he just works in a gym for the 5-6 hours.
Okay, nice.
Different gym though.
Yep.
And then
they back up.
No, then usually we stay at our own homes on that time. Then we come back on a Sunday and then we do something else.
Okay,
It's
nice.
probably just hanging out, walk the dog.
With the dog.
Yeah, walk the dog. I've never been a dog person until I met this guy.
Yeah.
So it's been a whole experience for
And
me.
how are you and the dog? What's the dog's name? I can tell you're a dog person by referring to it as the dog and not the name.
Sorry, her name is Lilo.
Lilo. Okay,
Yeah.
that's a cute name.
It is cute. She is cute sometimes. She's winning me over. But yeah, I've just had
Hey, you're stealing her man.
Yeah.
So-
At first, she used to growl at me so much when we would be together. But now she kind of just tries to join in. So I feel
Okay.
like she's warming up to me. I'm warming up to her.
Okay, nice. That's funny.
Oh, gosh. I feel embarrassed because he's definitely going to be listening to this podcast.
It's all right. We'll get Lilo a nice snack on the way home or something like that. I'm going to also dive into now your non-negotiables, which you said your pen and paper tick list,
Yes.
fixed training slots, and your I'm training no matter fucking what. banter.
Yes. Yes.
So talk us through
100%.
why they help you see success.
Yeah, so those main 3 things are pretty much revolved around your commitment to what you're going to do. Pen and paper is you write it down on pen and paper, you don't get distracted by your phone. But also when you tend to write things down, very early days coaching, all the coaches probably learned it in the early days where they're you get taught, make your clients write your goals down because when you write it down, they feel more attached to that goal. Same thing when it comes to your training plan, especially for me because I get afraid of the bigger weights. When I get prescribed something pretty heavy, if I do, I don't know, a 3x3 squat and my coach is you got to do that 95 kilos and my 1 rep max is 100, I'm thinking, I don't think I want to do that. But if I write on a piece of paper, it's 3x3, 95 kilos. I'm going to look at it and be okay, this is what I committed to. I'm going to Try it. I'm going to go do it. Also like a pen and paper situation because for me, I'm very much, if you tick things off, you feel that dopamine hit. You're kind of like, oh, I'm achieving things.
Yeah.
So that gets me through really hard sessions as well. Like you're achieving all these hard things that you're planned out to do.
Nice. And you're always train no matter what.
Yeah, it's kind of like, I know a lot of people, not to bag out the girls, because I definitely resonate when you get things like your period symptoms, you have cramps, you have back pain, you just feel low energy.
Yeah.
I get that. But I have come across a lot of people, especially being in the gym industry, where they'll not show up to sessions or gym training sessions for like a whole week because they're like, oh, I feel tired, I have my period now.
Yeah.
And then I'm thinking, you have these goals that you wanted to achieve that require you to show up at least 3 times a week. If you miss out 1 week out of every month, that's 12 weeks out of all the weeks that you've planned to achieve.
It's quarter of the year.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
25% of the effort that you needed to put in to achieve what you wanted.
Yeah.
So if you do have goals that you want to achieve, I think showing up regardless of how you are feeling, unless you're like seriously injured or seriously like sick with the flu, obviously don't go. But in most cases, if you're just a bit sore, you have cramps from your training, I would say from your period, still show up to training. Just adjust or modify the session to
So it's not as intense.
Yeah, so you can kind of still do things and you're still getting stimulus and muscular adaptation to work towards those goals.
And you're still, I feel like you're keeping your routine.
Yeah, and you're keeping a routine because everyone knows when you go on a holiday and you come back, it's so hard to get back into that routine. Same thing when you take a week off. It's going to be hard to get back into it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and I feel like if you don't know how to adjust your training session, then you should probably be working with a coach. Like, even if you are a coach, every coach needs a coach. So always just have someone in your corner to help you out, especially in times where you're less rational.
Nice. We're going to give a quick shout out to Google Calendar.
Oh my gosh, lifesaver. Love
Lifesaver.
Google Calendar.
Explain how scheduling like your time on Google Calendar
Yeah.
really benefits your life and like sleep quality and everything.
Oh,
in between.
100%. Because I think a lot of people, they...
And it's so accessible, sorry to cut you off.
Yeah, it's accessible. It's free. Lots of colors for your different things that you need to put in. It really works well. And I think a lot of people, especially if you're working full time and say you have a family, we have all these other commitments, you're always thinking about things. Like there's things going through your mind being like, what do I have to do next? What to do tomorrow, next week? And I feel like you never have space mentally. So having a Google Calendar, putting everything there, you don't really need to think about it. Like if someone goes, what are you doing on the weekend? I don't stand there and I'm like, what am I doing on the weekend? I'm literally just like, oh, let me check my calendar.
Yeah.
And then it's just there and I don't have to like keep it in my brain. So I'm really big on having mental space.
Okay.
Because the more free your mind is, the more capable you are of thinking things through. You're more capable of being rational or pushing yourself. You're not cluttered and being distracted. Scheduling your training sessions like you would your work shifts is something I'm really big on as well, because I have come across a lot of people where they say they want to train 3-4 times a week, and I ask them, when are you training? They'll be like, I don't know, sometime throughout the week, like after work or something. And then work gets busy that you don't decide, and then those training sessions get pushed down, and then you have, say, 3 days of the week left, but you have 4 sessions to do. It's not going to work. So I think scheduling in those and making time for it is really important. It's prioritizing it, and it's not just about trying to reach physical goals when you prioritize those training sessions. It's about creating structure in your life. Like life is much more peaceful when there's no chaos because you have structure.
110%.
Yeah.
Give us one Google Calendar hack that listeners can take away and use with them.
Oh, I would have multiple Google accounts. So say my work account, my volunteer account, my personal like business accounts.
Yeah.
Then I schedule all the different little events on the different emails. So I can kind of click them off and be like, what does my training week looks like? What does my work week look like? What does all these things look like? So instead of it looking like an explosion, you can kind of still filter out and be like, this is what training looks like. 3 mornings, 1 night. And then you can take it off, be like, what does my work week look like? Oh, it's a Monday, Tuesday, Friday, Saturday.
And then you have them all synced up to one.
Yeah, synced up to one.
Oh, that's smart.
That way you can kind of click them off.
Because for me, I've found like there's not enough, not space, but like there's not Yeah, well, there's not enough space.
Yeah.
Like to do it all on the one calendar. So that's a smart hack.
Yeah, sync them. And then you can also click on the day view, then it'll split it up into your columns.
Yeah,
It'll have them, all that, and it'll look so much neater. And you can,
Okay.
flick through.
That's cool. I'm
Yeah.
going to use that. That's really cool. Do you have a color coding hack?
I don't have a color coding hack. It's just assigning colors to the same
To
thing.
the same thing, yeah.
Yeah, like work is green, training's blue, kind of like that.
Okay,
Just so you know.
Now we're going to do a rapid fire question
Yeah.
round. So there's 6 questions.
Dang, I actually did not read through these rapid fire questions.
That's
So
fine.
that will be truly rapid fire for me.
Try keep them like 30 seconds to a minute answers.
Yep.
And we'll go with your favorite lift plus jump combo.
Yep. So my favorite lift would probably be at the moment the snatch. It's just such a precise movement because it's from ground to overhead, and I just like how it looks. And
Yep.
when I first saw my coach, I was literally like, "Make me have a cute snatch."
Okay.
That's all I want.
Okay, cool. Nice. Song that will make you hit a PR.
I actually don't listen to music when I train.
Neither do I. People find it crazy, eh?
Yeah, they're like, "How can you not?" I'm like, "Well, it distracts me."
Okay. Oh yeah. Well, is there any song that like gets you like pumped up?
At the moment, I am kind of vibing with. I think the song's called "Golden" by like K-pop Demon Hunters.
Okay. Nice.
It's really good, and also "I Follow" by Rivers. I think.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
Don't know either of the two, but I'll check
them
them
two
out.
are on repeat for me.
Okay, I'll check them out. Your go-to post-comp treat meal.
Oh, if it's skating, it's always hot chips.
Okay.
Hot chips, ideally from Macca's. I just like the concept of a drive-through.
Okay.
And comps are always late. And then after a lifting one, I haven't done enough comps yet for that.
Okay, nice. Your most rewarding coach moment.
Oh, my roast. I think I get so many of those, but it might just be like when someone tells me that they feel like confident when they can do like heavy lifts. So I think it's when I see people break through fear barriers and then they gain more confidence in themselves from that.
Nice, man. Most rewarding athlete moment, like on
Most
ice.
rewarding athlete moment. I think that might have been landing my first single axel in competition. And it was just so rewarding because it was the last competition of the year, being nationals. So
Okay, yeah, that would have been
that
really
whole
cool.
season I was working towards this one jump, which I had never got
That's
until
with
the very last one.
jump and spin.
Yeah.
Okay,
All the jumps and spin though.
Yeah.
But yeah, that one specifically requires a bit more spin in the air.
Okay. So send us a video. We'll put it over this. Put it right here. And then just one bit of advice you've ever received that's just like changed the trajectory of your life, or a quote you've seen somewhere.
Change the direction. I would say, I think it was when somebody told me something like, at the end of the day, your life isn't affected by what you do. Like, I think it really takes the pressure off trying to excel and reach some sort of expectation. When you detach that expectation, just be like, doesn't matter if you win or lose a competition, doesn't matter if you squat 200 kilos or squat 50 kilos, like your life doesn't change.
Yeah, like from then to then, it's just the same. Like
It's
life
just
goes
the
on.
same, exactly. Especially if, like me, I would classify myself as like an everyday athlete, not professional. So I'm literally doing it unpaid as a hobby. Your life just does not change no matter how you perform. So might as well do it for the fun of it.
And
like,
enjoy it.
Yeah, make sure you're having fun because it doesn't affect your life otherwise.
Nice, that's cool. I think that's it. We'll wrap it up there. Thank you so much
Thanks for having
joining
me.
us. If any listeners want to get any nutrition, coaching tips, where can they find you?
Or you can find me at Flourish with Mal on Instagram.
Perfect.
That's
Amazing.
pretty much all I have.
Thank you so much for joining us. And this has been episode 7 of the Foundation Podcast.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.